Right, hello everyone. Welcome to our second stream of the evening on Arkilly 9505. And as promised, it is HRF1, so Hybrid Racing Formula 1. And it's round 3 of the season. We're at Monza, Italy. Short qualifying 50% race as always. Now I'm going to get in our interviewees for this evening. So it's HRF1 Nath, or as everyone knows him, Whoopi. And his teammate, which is, if I can find him, where is he? There he is, Hunter. As blind as a bat then I was. Right, there we go. Invite sent. You did. Hey, time to stay, be good, guys. Ah, there's Hunter. Right. There we go. Hey, Hunter. Hey, man.
Oh, dear. You alright,
Yeah.
buddy?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Just waiting for Whoopi to join.
He's gone to the toilet, yeah.
Oh, great news.
Hmm.
Oh. All right. Well, let's start then, because I was going to ask a couple of individual questions. Right. Well, yeah, we'll just do a couple of serious questions first. So, first of all, what's your aim for this season, Hunter?
I don't know, really. I think I messed it up beginning of the season because I tried to run the first two races with no traction, which didn't really help.
Okay.
But no, I think my focus is mainly always on constructors.
Yeah.
Trying to be consistent in scoring points and quick enough to aim for, not probably not even top five drivers, but yeah, I'm happy. I like to focus on constructors more than drivers.
Yeah. Fair enough. So, Ferrari last season in the constructors finished fifth overall. So, do you think you can improve on that this season? Here he
Yeah,
is.
we should be able to improve on that quite. Yeah, that shouldn't be
Yeah.
too hard.
Good. Good. Here he comes. So, Whoopi, if you just yeah, I can hear you. Just include your audio, mate.
Yeah, I'm here.
Excellent. Right, so I'll ask you the same as Hunter then. So we were just talking quickly. So what's your aim for this season as in drivers, Whoopi?
Um, Drivers.
Yeah.
Hopefully top three. I don't think I'm gonna match Declan and Massey, so I'm gonna try and aim for third at least.
Okay, so sort of
But
best
the
of the
main
rest sort of thing.
overall season goal, or overall goal, is definitely constructors.
Okay, so yeah, I said to Hunter that Ferrari finished fifth last season in the constructors. So is that something you think you can improve upon between the two of you?
Um, Definitely.
Definitely.
Last season we were teammates. I think we finished second. I can't remember.
Cool. Yeah. Well, yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean, I
go
would
for first
certainly
definitely.
looking at the teams. I think I would certainly expect you, as a commentator looking on to be one of the top teams. So, I would expect you guys to be fighting in the top three really for constructors. Um, so yeah, it's quite open though. I think there's plenty of opportunity for everyone to do pretty well in the constructors if they can string some results together. So, we'll
Yeah.
see. Um,
The new point system makes it a lot tighter, a
it does. Yeah,
lot
definitely.
closer, a lot harder to win anything. But
Yeah, it's
I suppose that's a good thing, really.
it's more on the emphasis has been on consistently good every week and turning up every week as well. Um, more now, so which is great. So I think that's the way it should be personally, and that's it makes for a great championship, definitely. Um, all right, guys. I'm just aware it's already 57, so I don't want to be holding you too long into quali. So if you guys have listened recently to the interviews pre-quali, you'll know that I've been playing a little game with people where you two, as teammates, will go head to head. Okay, and it's a best of three. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to toss a coin, and Hunter, I'm going to ask you heads or tails.
Heads.
Heads. Heads it is. Do you want to go first or second?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Excellent.
Loser.
Okay, so right, so Hunter's going to go first. So what we're playing is basically I've got three drivers, okay, and they've all had podiums in their careers. The winner or the point goes to the person who gives me the closest answer. Okay, so our first driver, okay, is Heikki Kovalainen.
Oh,
So,
God.
Hunter, you're up first. Heikki Kovalainen.
And we're looking for what? What?
How many podiums did he have in his career?
Podiums.
Uh, 3.
Okay. Three is Hunter's guess. What are you going to go for, Whoopi?
Ooh. I'm gonna go 5.
Oh, God.
5,
Okay.
yeah. 5.
This is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. So Hunter's gone 3, Whoopi's gone 5. The actual answer is,
It's
well,
4.
I could tell you that he is. I've lost him now. I've lost him on my list. Where's he gone? There he is. Heikki Kovalainen is 107th in the all-time list, and you're absolutely right, Hunter. He has 4 podiums. So that's that's a draw for the first point. So please don't have one each after this, because I don't know what I have to do after that. We'll have to have a playoff or something. I don't know. Okay, so excellent. A draw in the first point. So second, and Wolfie will be going first on this one. So this is a name that we'll recognise, probably not so much as a driver, but he was a driver. And the second driver then is Mike Hawthorne.
Mike Hawthorne.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I've literally never heard of him.
Neither.
He is still so much to him in F1. I can't remember what he's actually to do with, but he does still work in F1.
Right.
I'll.
Right, okay. Well, let's see how this goes.
I'll go 1.
Okay. Well, Whoopi first. Whoopi first.
All right.
What was it for again?
Mike
God.
Hawthorne.
Ah, 3.
You're saying 3. Hunter,
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2 then.
you're going to go with
Oh,
2.
come on.
Guys, he is 57th in the all-time list, and has 18 podiums to his name. So
Random guess. Never
yeah.
heard of him in my life.
No, I've not either.
You must have, if you watch Formula One, you will have seen him. You must have done, because he pops up on the telly quite a lot. So, but perhaps just don't realise. But yeah, in a way, okay, no worries. We'll move on. So that point went to Whoopi.
Me.
Despite a terrible guess, still did well. Okay, I guarantee you will know the next driver. Okay, so our next driver is, I think, one of the absolute greats of the sport. So it's Niki Lauda.
Oh, come on.
So
Yes.
Hunter first on this one.
Oh, 45.
45. Okay, and Whoopi.
Let's go 60.
45
I
and
don't know if I'm
60. Okay, so, well, one of you is 9 away. The other one is 6 away. I could say that Nicky Lauda is the 15th in the all-time list of most podiums with 54 podiums. So the point, once again, with the guess of 60 goes to Whoopi. So congratulations, Whoopi. You are the Ferrari champion of podium guessing, I guess. I don't know what else to call it. Podium guessing.
I'm on.
We could have had a little like playoff then, sort of thing.
I'm not swearing on your stream, but I'm
Yeah.
happy.
Well done, guys. I'll tell you what. If you didn't know Mike Hawthorne, and as I promise you, you probably would recognise him if you saw him because, as I say, he's on. You see him on telly a lot still. So,
How do you spell his name?
HAWTHORN. Honestly, you definitely still see him on telly. Wow.
From 1958.
Yeah.
That's
Are
ancient.
you googling him?
No, yeah.
Literally looking at him right now.
Oh right. Unless it's a different Mike Hawthorne. There's definitely a Mike Hawthorne that we still see on telly.
Yeah, it says he's
I
dead.
just assumed it was the same bloke.
Yeah, he died in 1959.
Oh right, okay, it's probably
That's a
not.
different one then.
Probably not him then. Yeah. Fair enough. I got loads of names here though. That yeah. Here's one. Look. Morris Trintignant. I don't even know how to say that. That's TRINTIGNANT. Ever heard of him? That's a great one.
Nope.
No, he's had 10 podiums. But anyway, I won't go through too many. Still got another 7 teams to do after you guys. So, but there we go. So anyway, the ready up's gone out. You probably put it out, I expect, one of you. So there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Predictions for tonight, guys. Where do you think you're going to qualify?
I'm gonna go
Alain.
for at least top 5.
Top 5. And Hunter?
I'll try for 8th, 9th. I think it's realistic for me.
8th, 9th. Okay. Well, good luck, guys. And fingers crossed, you never know. I may well be talking to you at the end as well. So have a good race.
Yeah.
Have fun, most importantly. And yeah, hopefully I'll speak to you at the end.
Thank you very much.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Yep. No worries.
Enjoy.
See you later.
See you later. Right, there we go. I was just waiting for it to leave the party. So, there we go. That was our Ferrari team for this season. 2 of the admins, Whoopi and Hunter, were owners. So, there we go. There you go. Did any of you know Mike Hawthorne? I just assumed there is definitely a Mike Hawthorne that we still see on TV. It was just clearly not, as he died in 1959. Then it wasn't him. But yeah, there we go. But interesting nonetheless. Let's see if I can pull some interesting ones out for next week when we speak to whoever it is next week. It will depend who signs up for the race, obviously. Here he goes, James, look, brother of Mike Hunt. I heard. Yeah, there we go. Well, guys, enjoy those in each of the streams I do when we do them, just as it's just a little bit extra, basically. So it's better than sitting here with complete silence while I make a cup of coffee or something like that. So yeah. Anyway, it is dry. It's very, very overcast by the looks of it, but it is dry. And it looks like a Mercedes is coming out on track first. So remember at the Temple of Speed, that Mercedes is Massey. You're on way home. Got you on Bluetooth. Where you been? On a Sunday. Where have you been on a Sunday? Dear, dear. So, Massey out first. He's quickly followed by an Alfa Romeo by the looks of it. So, if I had to take a guess who that is, I bet that's X11. So let's go over to X11. And yeah, it is X11. I knew it was because he's staying so close. Flungus wouldn't do that because Flungus is the good one. You know, well-behaved one. Whereas X11's a bit naughty sort of thing. A bit mischievous. So we're at Monza, Temple of Speed. If you run any higher than about 5.2 wings around here, you're running too high. 4.2 really is where you need to be. It's 5.2 is probably okay. One extra notch on the front wing ain't really going to make any difference. So there we have it. So I think then I'll get a bit of lag going on. It might just be my phone still on. Are you been for a roast with the family? Oh, fair enough. What, like out to have a roast, James? Like to, you know, like a carvery or something, or around like the parents' house or something like that. So, well, they've managed to end up with a Williams in front of them on track. Hopefully the Williams gets out the way. Sure he will. Yeah, stays nicely to the left, gets way out of the way. As they go through the second chicane. Not entirely sure why X11 would want to stay as close as he has to Massey. Probably not getting much on effect. Oh, Massey gets a snap of oversteer there. Easily have thrown him into the wall, but manages to save it quite nicely. I switch it. I actually had egg, bacon and chips tonight, like a bit of a fry-up sort of thing. It's usually our Friday night dinner, but we didn't have it on Friday, so I thought we'd just do it today. We don't really do the bother with roasts anymore, just me and Dad. We have the odd one here and there, but that's it. I do love a roast, I must admit. So Massey heads for the line, keeps it nicely to the right. Slightly different lines from Massey and X11. Massey at 20.4, X11 a bit slower on a 20.9. His teammate Flungus goes 20.8. Dino's slowing down to get out of the way. Who's this? This is Chip Van on his way. Lycorius 25.0, Chip Van 22.0, Bartas 23.3, Bowden 25.8. A lot of these times I don't think, must have had little moments or something like that. 25 is definitely not a correct time. I doubt 23 is either. Unless it started raining at all, I don't know. Yeah, everybody's out of track. Can't see any rain. I just, because it just looks a bit dark and dingy, so I was wondering if that might be what's causing the lower lap times. To P7, Ronaldo 23.1. This is Monsters in the Red Bull, just heading round to the line. 23.3. Yeah, these times are a little bit low, and I can't see any rain, but I'm thinking that maybe it must. Well, no, it can't be then. Bodek's just gone fastest on the 20.3. If it was raining, he wouldn't be doing that. So it must be dry. It must just be people making little mistakes on their laps. Here's Mr. Heat Gang, who I've just commentated on another race he's been involved with, and he raced very nicely today. He's involved in a brilliant battle, which was completely clean and beautiful bit of fighting for position around Kota. There's a restaurant we always go to. Oh, he's had a couple of bevies. Oh dear. James has had a couple of bevies. Chat might be getting saucy tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So, Mr. Heat Gang on his way down to... Oh, what's he called? Iscari, is it? No, that's the other one. That's the left thingy. Oh, I can't remember. Remember Lesmos. Oh, it starts with P7 for Mr. Heat Gang on a 21.2. Chardinho, his teammate, is just heading up, so Ascari. Comes out of Ascari, gets on the power. He's now heading down to Parabolica, that's it. I knew it was P. I knew it was going to come eventually. Here comes Chardinho. It's been said that he's the fastest driver, single lap pace in the server, but into the pits he goes, so not that lap he won. It's here comes Kemensen in the Williams, another brilliant driver. Heads to the line, and it's a 120.3. That puts you into P2. That puts Williams 1-2 as it stands, I think. Fight sec there, not improving. Sometimes Fatal likes to do a little sort of race practice run, or like a practice run for the race during the quali session. I have known him sort of just go out on hard, so do hard laps. But he is on softs. What he's like for sets of 1 here. He's 4 attempts down. I do think he's probably doing a race run. He does like to do that. So driver's jumping all over the screen here. Junkie through the 2 Lesmos. And a sector 2, and he's way down. Down, it's 11. I think it's just starting a lap. I don't know why I'm getting all this. Oh, Parabolica, thanks, Whoopi. Yeah, it's a bit late now, mate, but yeah, thank you. Very nice of you. Just put my phone on. Take my phone off the Wi-Fi. I thought I'd already done it, but that's why it's been lagging about a bit. Into the second chicane, heading up to Lesmos now. What we're going to do the hilly hot lap with today. 19 on the grid today, another great turnout. Her flag was a Haas driver. I think they were just moving out the way of someone else, to be fair. To the validation there for X11. The longest going again, half a tenth up in sector 1. It's the end of sector 2 now. And yeah, nearly 4 attempts up. This is going to put him right in amongst the top runners. Comes down to Parabolica once again. It nicely to the right hand side, heads on the line. And it's a 120.2, that's fastest for Valungus. Still a bit of confidence into our man. Massey keeps it to the right on the long right hander. Literally gains you a couple of hundredths or something like that. But as I always say, every little helps. He's just over half a tenth up in sector 1. I'm kind of expecting a 119 for pole. It may prove too much, but I think it's going to be close with the likes of Massey and Bodok, who looks quick. Declan as well, obviously. As well as plenty of others. It's purple in sector 2 to get a bit of a slipstream off of the Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo doesn't look particularly interested in actually giving that slipstream. Can't blame them. As he heads into Parabolica, throws it in. Very nice, I have to say. And it's a 20.064, so we're very close to the 19s already. Not quite there, but that is the fastest so far for Massey. There is Boduk, who is over a tenth up in sector 2. He's a tiny little bit more in the final sector to displace Volungus for P2. Different line there from Boduk. Look, he comes back to the right, but he still likes to push it out to the left on the final corner. Quarter of a second improvement in the end from Boduk, so goes P2 all of, what, 400ths of a second. He shouldn't be doing that though, Boduk. Should not be cutting corners in qualifying. But again, I'm going to message him. Here, showing purple on my screen. Sector 2. Keep an eye on him. Never actually saw the split time, so not sure how accurate that was, but just touches the inside curve. Doesn't seem to affect him very much actually. I think he's got away with that. Not advisable though. And across the line does improve by pretty much a tenth and a half, 20.2. Oh, goodness me! That may require a change of underwear for Cummins. Would be a validation from him. I think he's on an in lap in a way. Declan is on an out lap, I believe, so we'll stick with him, do the hilly hot lap with him if he is going to cross the line. Seeming like he is. So there we go then. DRS open down to the first corner. Dangerous chicane. Very difficult turn 1 and 2 for Monza. Nicely through them from Declan. Opens up the steering, gets on the power nicely. We'll keep it to the right hand side through the long right hand here. Like you saw with Massey mounts the curb slightly, which is what I do in time trial, but Declan doesn't do that. Down to the second chicane. You can actually throw it in here a little bit now. Used to be you couldn't. You used to launch you in the air through Lesbos 1 down to 5th, get on the power, keep it to the left hand side, not over the grassy course, and throw it into Lesbos 2. Open up the steering, get on the power again, DRS open, and up underneath the bridge and up to Ascari. Down to 5th for the first part of Ascari, gradually getting on the power and full throttle through the exit onto the straight that will lead down to Parabolica. Late turn in for Parabolica, late on the brakes, late turning down to 5th usually, and you may open up the steering a little bit here, but it should go back over to the right hand side to finish the lap. Hey, half of least resistance and improves by 3/4 of a second to a 19.7. Very nice lap from Declan for a provisional pole as it stands. Just say that Boduk got me a message. He said sorry man, I'll stop doing it. Hey Axel, hope you're well. Lovely drive from you on Friday night, buddy. Really good drive. In fact, if it wasn't for Sprig's drive, you were definitely next on my list for driver of the day on Friday, mate. So keep plugging, you'll get it at some point. But yeah, if it wasn't for Sprig's outstanding evening, it would have been reviewed. Oh, that's going to invalidate a fit. Yeah, it has. Bowden. I spoke to you last week, if you remember, in the pre-race, pre-quali interview. He's only 13 years old. Exceptional pace for such a young man. And it's a 10th up in the first sector here. The only thing I'd say there is maybe the first part of Lesmos was a little bit, didn't attack it. It was a bit tame, but he has gained a bit of time, so it's 2 tenths up now. Really decent for Ascari, to be honest. Got a bit of curb on the exit. He may have needed to lift slightly. I had a little bit of lag right on that moment, so I'm not sure if he did. Head down to Parabolica, and oh, he's gone wide on the exit. He will have had to come off the power to stop the invalidation. Crosses the line, does still improve, but just a 10.5. Oh, and he loses it on the straight and into the wall. Biden P8 is where he went to. So runs off track. Different there, you see. He's not doing that to gain time. He's doing that to let other drivers through without any incident. So there you have it. Anybody actually on a lap? Everybody I can see so far is down, but Massey's not down by very much. Declan has finished. Columbus is finished. Massey throws it into Parabolica. I don't think that didn't look as smooth as he made it last time, so yeah, into the pits. So there we go. Well, it's good to have a practice at the pit entry around here because it's not the easiest. Chardinho goes into P2, 1:19.8. Thought that had just happened, but apparently not. Going through the final corner, but definitely isn't improving. And who else we got? Anybody? This is Fatal, he's on a slow lap. Chip Van also on a slow lap. GG has invalidated in Ascari. He was slightly down in a way. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's bowed up, but he's got the checkered flag next to his name, so he has finished. So, yeah, that is the end of qualifying. So it's congratulations to Declan Madsen on pole position on a 19.7, superb lap. Chardinho, though, 19.8, also a superb lap, as in P2. They're the only two in the 19s. Then Massey in P3 on a 20.0 and a 20.1 for Boda. Looks a very handy driver indeed. Clements in P5, so that is Williams P4 and P5. Valungus P6. Whoopi P7, so he didn't get his top 5 place, but not far off, P7. Bowden P8, Junkie P9, Fatal in 10. That's a great quality for Fatal, actually. Shout out to Fatal on that one. P10, buddy. First time inside the top 10 for a little while. On the streams that I do, anyway, buddy. So, yeah, well done, Fatal. Nice lap. X11, P11. He had to be, didn't he, with a name like that? Heat Gang in P12, Lycorius P13, Chipvan 14, GG 15. I'll do the last few. P16 is Chris, P17 Monsters, Bartas in 18, Ronaldo in 19, and Hunter in P20. Not sure what happened to Hunter. It's not what he was hoping for. So you never know. As I said a moment ago when we were doing the hilly hot lap, that turns 1 and 2 here. That's chicane. Well, and the second chicane. So turns 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 really are a bit of a nightmare. I think should we just say the first lap actually are a bit of a nightmare. So um, we'll have to see how this goes. Monza, this year's game, it has to be said, is a bit of a wreck fest. I do have confidence in this league though that we can have a good race tonight. It would be really, really good if we could have a good Monza race. But I think we've got a really decent chance of that tonight. So here we go. Yeah, it is that. So I then drove it the next night, mate, and I was a bit spinny actually. I must admit, I spun twice in the sprint and then once in the main race, but I did manage to finish. Well, I finished P3, but dropped to P4 on penalties. Yeah, so it's a lovely track to do. R, so annoying, says Massey. R, you had to make me say R, didn't you? As a Bristolian, you can't make a Bristolian say R. R, 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 R. Did you know that Blackbeard came from Bristol? There you are. That's a bit of useless information for you. Real name Edward Teach, came from Bristol. Two sectors, best up last corner. Oh, Chris, Lee Parabolica. It's got a lot to answer for. Don't know what you with my quality lately. Can't seem to put together the perfect lap or the perfect sentence actually. For that matter, Massey. Oh, what's up? Oh, you corrected it underneath for it. Anyway, guys, as always, we take a little break. I am just going to take a quick break myself. I want to just refill my coffee. I may need it for Monza, so yeah, I'm just going to quickly go and do that. I don't want to miss the start of the race, so I'm just going to get off and refill my coffee. See you in a moment. Okay, guys, I'm back. Hey, Lycorius. And hello, Nico. How are you? glad you joined, and everybody else out there who's joined as well. Lovely to see you all with us. And we are just coming up to the start of what absolutely promises to be a very close race. Yes, I know, Nico. Yes, you did join the last stream, but was disappointed to see that Pig Loco had retired out in the pits. But yes. I'm just wondering if we got any French drivers tonight, actually, in HRF1. I know we've got Lithuanians, plenty of in the UK, of course. What about Boduk? Boduk. I don't know but I don't know if Boduk is English or not. I don't know. Thanks, Nico. Here we are for the formation lap then. So, I've got a message from Whoopi. Why have I got a message from Whoopi? Why is he giving me a message? Oh, admin apparently. Right, okay. Oh dear. Okay, yeah. Thanks, Whoopi. Ferrari fan, you like this race, Nico? It's. I love Monza, and I have in previous games, but unfortunately, on this year's edition of the game, it's slightly ruined. It turns into a bit of a ret fest normally. I'm absolutely hoping it doesn't tonight. Sorry, I haven't even looked at the tyres or anything. Let's get the details up. Tyres. Okay, Declan is starting on the hard tyres at the front. Chardino and Massey on mediums. Hards for Boduk and Clements. As you can see, I won't go for all of them this time, but it's quite a mix of hards and mediums. Hards could go a real long way here, so if there is an early safety car, mediums can easily switch to hards to go to the end of the race and not have to pit again. But say you can have a risk of quite a lot of safety cars here, so we are obviously hoping. I think if any of the leagues that do actually got a chance of having a clean race here, I'd say HRF1 is one of the favourites for that. So it's not tiers, Nico. It's just. You know, this is the Sunday league. It's Sunday and Mondays, this league, and this is Sunday league. It's the first corner, definitely. I don't, Axel, but I will be starting once I get better internet, basically. All the lights are on, and out they go. We are with Chardino, who seems to get a good launch. And he's going to get past Declan, who, of course, started on the hard tyres. That's been his sort of thing so far. He's driven to 1-2, but he started on hards each time, and Chardino leads. Then there's somebody, I think it was one of the Williams, having to take the escape road slightly, but rejoins safely. And it looks like everybody's gotten through the first chicane okay. Just up to these guys again. So yeah, Chardino leads from Massey, very tight between those two at the moment. Valungus is P3, Declan in 4, X11 P5. That's some start from X11, and Chip Van drops down to the back. It looks like he's had a moment, and it looks like Bowden might have done as well. Bowden's ghosted. I'll invite joins the game. I didn't see his name come up as dropped out, but just in case he has, send him an invite. And Mr. Heat Gang is round at that's the usual place, but he's got to go in pretty quickly. And at first glance there, I can't see any damage on the car, so I think he's okay. And Bowden definitely not there, is he? Anyway, back up to front runners, and here's Declan at the inside of Volungus. Volungus having none of it. He still had half a car in front of Declan by the time he reached the braking point, and he wasn't going to allow that move to be done. He doesn't want a tired driver getting in front of him, to be quite honest. X11 is now getting a run on Declan. The Alfa Romeos work together then. Did Volungus park the car, sort of not park the car, but put the car in front of Declan to slow him? Not sure. I wouldn't have thought so. I can't deliberately slow a driver that I don't think. I think that is against rules, so I don't imagine he did that. But anyway, Declan knows the score. He knows what he's got to do. That will be to stay as close to the front runners as he can on this stint. His time comes in the second half of the race, really. Go down to GG's on the back of Fate of Defiance. Fate at one place. Smoke starting on the hards. Look at that gap on the inside, but wasn't anywhere near close enough to take advantage of it. And taking that narrower entry into Parabolica's just meant the exit wasn't so good, as Declan splits the Alfa Romeos once more as he gets past X11. Two Williams swap places as well. Victorious has gotten ahead of GG, so plenty of overtakes there, despite the fact that they didn't actually have DRS then. It looks to me like both Alfa Romeos had a difficult second chicane there. So it's going to be DRS up to the S at the top. Scary. So it's not really ideal to make the move go into a Scary. Can be difficult, especially if you end up side by side through there. But not only that, no matter what happens, you will end up being vulnerable on the main straight because you can't get away from them that quickly. So I tend to find that it's a better idea to use the DRS up to a Scary to get onto the gearbox of the driver ahead, and try and stay as close to that gearbox as you can onto the main straight, which is what Declan has done. And here he goes. Well, Volungus came back and he had plenty of contacts. I don't think Declan was expecting him to come back like that, but the Alfa Romeos are both alongside him now. Certainly giving him a hard time. Play to them, and there's a McLaren round. That is Chris, who's dropped down to P19. He's got going just ahead of Mr. Heat Gang, so he went dropped to the very back, but P19 he is now. And they're all getting out of shape. Whoopie's ended up round. There's a couple of little taps there, I think, but I think it came from getting a little bit out of shape on the curb, and that made a couple of taps happen. But he's got going. I don't know if he's got any damage or not, or if any of the cars around him picks anything up. Well, I can't see any obvious signs of damage on the front wing. Actually, Bowden still not in. I'm not sure what's happened to Bowden. Right, sorry, I was just sending a quick tag message to Bowden to let him know I have invited him twice. Okay, so we've got another yellow flag, and it's a McLaren again, but this time I believe it's Ronaldo. It is indeed, as he drops down to P18. Chris had to pit, Boduk has pitted as well. The two Alfa Romeo swap positions. But while I was sending that message, I don't know if anything actually occurred, but the Declan has gotten away from the two Alfa Romeos now. He's 3 seconds up the road, in fact. So 5 seconds is the gap to Massey, who's the second behind Chaldinho. There's a lot of yellow flags occurring right now. It appears like it. I think it's the McLarens. Yeah, it's Ronaldo. I'm just sort of a bit wary of that, because when lots of yellow flags start appearing, that can mean that the safety car may appear at some point. But not yet. These two Alfa Romeos were definitely tipped as one of the strong teams for the constructors, so running P4, P5, they don't want to be getting in each other's way, and if they end up running like this in many races, it may just be that they're extremely closely matched here, but if they end up running like this in a lot of races, they may need to start thinking about splitting strategies. So it's not ideal for pit stops. I mean, obviously they can avoid pitting the same lap, but it's just not ideal, really. That's what I'm saying. So it's Kemmons and the Williams on the back of them. And Kemmons gets past Volungis. There's some McLaren of Ronaldo coming out the pits. He's a lap down now. And so Kemmons past Volungis. So there's a battle here between Licorius and Gigi. It's for P7. Looks like Gigi's got that done, unless Licorius could go back at him. Bartas, 5 seconds speeding in the pit lane. So I said, why I mentioned it's actually a good idea to do a bit of pit practice here. It's one of those where if you use the line, the racing line, it's not the most accurate here in Italy. So I always prefer to stay on the side of caution and just brake slightly early for it, because it's if you try and brake it perfectly, you can actually overshoot it quite easily by quite a bit. So I think it's better to do that. Licorius, see if he can come back. It looks like Volungis might be very close here to Kemmons. Generally looking at 11 or 12 laps on the mediums, 15 or 16 on the hards. So in that sense, the mediums are in the later stage of their life now. It's not beyond the realms if the medium starters wanted to push the tyres out a little bit, go slightly longer on them, they certainly can. So Kemmons stuck at the moment. And that Alfa Romeo sandwich. Swiftly picks up 3 seconds, and I'm going to say that Declan is taking about 1.5 seconds out of Massey. Oh, is it, Nico? Oh, cool. Thank you. Which one do we watch? I think we need to watch this one. This is Licorius getting back past GG. On the outside now into Parabolica. He's gonna lose the position back. Now, who got the DRS? Well, that answers the question. GG did. Of course didn't. So maybe he'll learn for next time. Don't try and make a move into Parabolica. If he gave up DRS, he probably would be in P7 if he'd just kept DRS for the main straight. Oh, Fatal is round at the first chicane. Smooth Fatal, come on. And that's the safety car. Well, Fatal, I'm afraid, I think you've caused that, buddy, by just sitting there and not moving. I can't see anything else. I'm not aware that anything else has happened, so I do honestly, I think the safety car has happened because Fatal sat there without moving at turn 1. Sorry to say, I'm sure his intentions weren't to cause the safety car, especially being one of the drivers that started on hards. It doesn't help him at all. So it certainly helps the medium drivers. The medium starters are all just in now. That's it. They're all coming in. There's nothing to even think about. Even Declan, look, he started on hards, but he's going to pit. So he is in, and he's going to mediums, and he's going to have to try and push those to the end of the race. It's going to be one of those situations where he'll probably be able to get to the end of the race, but whether he's got enough speed in him later on towards the end, we'll have to see, because they may not have much life left. So, but everybody is pitting then. So, well, Junkie Emperor has decided to take track position. He stayed out, but will of course have to pit before the end of this race. So, sort of double-edged sword that. I'm not sure that that's the right thing to do, but I can't say it's the wrong thing to do either. I'm not sure. What we do know is if he pits, you know, I don't know, around about lap 15, 16, something like that, 17 even, or maybe even pushes out the soft tyres and pits around lap 20. What we do know is he's going to have an exceptional amount of pace to the end of the race. From there, it just depends how far down the order he will fall down. You know he's going to come under attack immediately from Chaldino, Massey, Declan, XLL and Clements. They're all going to be attacking him. It's never a nice feeling knowing that's about to happen, to be honest. But Ronaldo retires from the race, and I believe that is because he was a lap down. Safety car's out, he's not getting past, so I imagine that's his reason for retiring there. Can't blame him. Lose the session. Right, okay. I mean, honestly, it's hard to call now. This, I think the fact that Declan was catching the front two on his hard tyres, I was leaning towards the idea that Declan was probably going to win the race, but now, I guess that depends on how well these medium tyres hold out for him. So I think he could probably get to the end. It's just how many laps he has to do at the end where the tyres have basically died. I think we could see there that after about 9 laps they were beginning to go for everybody else. So 9 laps from now, you're looking at lap 20 out of 27. So Declan has in his locker, of course, is that he probably is the fastest man on track, and so in that sense, he can handle a little bit of wear while still being very, very quick. So getting ready to go then. When is Junkie going to make his move? He does it out of Parabolica. See that anybody's really got a run on the driver in front of them. Careful. Cold tyres. There's a 5-second penalty there for someone. So, Boduk and Bartas dropped to the back. I think they've hit each other, I think. Oh no, Boduk's challenging Hunter for P17. Bartas ended up round then. Gets past Hunter. Back to the top guys as Declan looks to try and get past Massey. Obviously Massey will try and hold him off as best he can for as long as he can. But it's obviously going to be extremely difficult, particularly in this early stage. He'll want to put Junkie Emperor in between the two of them as quickly as possible. And that's what he's doing now. But Junkie Emperor is teammates with Declan Mazda, so I can't imagine that he's going to be getting in his teammates' way. Stays to the outside there, and look, yeah. That's a very, very clever switch of position between the Astons there. Oh, that looked like X11 and missed his braking slightly. It's like they got round okay. So, Junkie, as expected, is dropping down. It's said you didn't expect here. Boduk appears to have missed turn 1 or something and gone down the escape road. Bartas on the back of him. So Clements makes a move on X11. Clements, another driver that started hard, has pitted to the mediums. The only one as well, Volungus. Oh, hang on, Volungus started on the mediums. So he's got a pit again, Volungus, surely. It's gone to a fresh set of mediums. Oh, X11! Oh, dearie me. Is that going to be a safety car? He is off track, so he might get away with that. No, he won't. No, I think we have. I think it's a virtual. Yeah, it is. It's VSC. Just say he's got away off track, so I didn't really think that was going to cause a safety car. But there you have it. Well, Junkie Emperor obviously in under the VSC. It's absolute sense to do so. GG in as well. So, right, let's move. The VSC is finished. Sorry, so we had some messages coming up in the Discord that I just wanted to have a look at, but Declan is in there. Can't see any obvious signs of damage, so you have a drive through. Yeah, he picked up a drive through. Okay. So Declan has to serve a drive through. That drops him all the way down to 15th. Comes out actually ahead of his teammates. So from both running very high, they're now running 15th and 16th, the two Astons. It's gone wrong for Declan and the Aston Martin team. It's been much of the race, Massey on the back of Chardino for the lead. So, at the moment, oh, look at that's a big story actually. Look at Chardino's energy, 70%. So Massey's 20. Massey to the inside. Chardino opting not to use his energy to defend. And of course, it does mean he's got an absolute mass of energy to attack back as well. So he's just got to stay on him as there's a yellow flag. And it's fatal by the looks of it. Down same chicane, so it turns 1 and 2. And yeah, Bowden's still not back with us. GG into the pits. Right, so this is Whoopi then on the back of Volungis. This is looking like our most likely opportunity for an overtake. So we've got a yellow flag, it's disappeared already. Chris has got a penalty. And Chardino gets back ahead of Massey at the front, but this one is Whoopi at the inside now of Volungis. Oh, if he runs out wide, is Volungis going to be able to come back at him? That's Lacorius who's all over the back of them. Looking to pick up on the scraps. It's like, oh, Whoopi's jumped missed the first corner really there, the first part of the second chicane there. So he's up into P4. Yellow flag, I assume it's Chris in a McLaren. It is indeed. As he turns around and gets going once more. And Chip Van's round, lots of spins happening. Catching, just catching. Once one happens, that's it. We'll all start doing it. And let's get a Boduck who's caught the back. Once again, actually, has caught the back of Hunter. Goes to the outside up towards Parabolica. And sensibly holds off on the overtake. Meaning that it'll get DRS down the pit straight. And now he goes to the inside. And we'll make the move into the braking zone of turn 1. We could come back across Hunter, take the race in line before braking, so done fairly. And is back into P9, so becoming a pretty steady recovery drive from Boduck. So still a ways to go yet. And, well, since getting back past, Chardino has extended out a lead from Massey of 1.8 seconds. And in fact, Kemmons has now caught the back of Massey. So whether Massey had a little moment somewhere to drop off Cialdino like that and become vulnerable to Kemmons, I'm not sure. Certainly possible. They come out of Ascari very, very close. And in fact, Kemmons has the move done. Or was that a little bit of cheekiness from Massey to pick up DRS on the pit straight? Early signs of championship rivalry, really. You've got to say that Massey's main rival in the early stages of this championship looks to be Declan Madsen. So Declan in P10 at the moment, Massey in P3. The last thing Massey would want to do is throw away very, very good points in fighting off, battling for one place. But he also knows, of course, that Kemmons medium tyres are likely to be extremely warm by the end of this race, so he's likely to get opportunities later on in the way. This is Lycorius, who's having an absolute stonking race, by the way. I'll give it to the lad. He's flying here. And he's right on the back of Whoopi. Whoopi has a penalty as well, so that's all he needs to be, is on the back of him. No, he got points, James. Reserves get points. They don't show up on the standings, but they do. They get the points they earn. So now he's got a main seat. He does have those points, yes. So, three-way battle here. I think Lycorius actually eased off slightly, as if to say, "Now you guys carry on. I'm not going to get involved. I'm having a great race for myself. I don't want to ruin that by being greedy." But, there's no doubt. So these medium tyres are now at the point. So we're now lap 20. And they are at the point now where they should be starting to feel the wear a bit. So you've probably got the guys, the engineer bloke coming on saying you'll probably start feeling a bit of wear soon. So Van drops to P14. So Whoopi up into P4, but he's got to get away from them, of course, to hold on to that come the end of the race. Yeah, they do change that. Declan, meanwhile, is on the back of Boduk, so this is for P8. So he's looking to minimise the damage as Fatal is out. Can you believe it? He's caused safety car for the second time in this race. He's crashed at Ascari by the looks of things. And how's he crashed over there? He's out right the way over there. Right, well, in comes Cialdino, in comes Massey. Well, a whole load of them. I'm not going to go through all of them. There's loads of them pitting. Volungus goes to the softs. Everybody else seems to be going to the mediums. Right, so I mean, sorry, there's a bit going on in the Discord. I'm just keeping an eye on, and but in a way, what's happening then? So Kemmons now leads this race. He's decided to stay on the medians. Must be pretty darn worn already, and but he's taken the track position because he knows there's not going to be a great deal of there's not going to be a great deal of laps to go. Whoopi has stayed on the hards as well. So just looking down at the back there, is GG is the one that's got furthest to go. Chip Van, so it's the two Alpines actually have got to catch the back. One definitely will this lap, I think. I think Chip Van definitely will. But I don't think GG will get there in time to cause the safety car to come in, so I think lap 23 is going to be under safety car, which means lap 24 we resume, which would mean 4 laps of racing remain. Right, why is there position changes going on, guys? Hunter and Heat Gang, come on. So, as said then, so lap 23 is under the safety car. We will get going on lap 24. GG is just coming up onto the back. It does mean that Bartas must be stuck in the middle of this somewhere. He's not in the middle. He's right behind Kemmons. If Kemmons... I know, this is something we all want to see sorted by the game, isn't it? Kemmons realised he could just nip slightly off track and allow Bartas past, and that would mean that the safety car would allow Bartas to pass and get onto the main, the lead lap. But safety car in this lap for Bartas. I think there's a little games going on here, because I think partly Kemmons, he just may not have realised that the car directly behind was a back marker, but because you don't always. But having said that, there's a little bit to be said that he probably doesn't mind having a car length between him and Whoopi going onto the pit straight, to be honest. I'm trying Parabolica. I think he's shaping up to... Why didn't he go in? There's a huge gap. Well, Kemmons is caught napping there, because a huge gap opened up between him and Whoopi where he should have gone. It's Lungus and Whoopi. Oh, Lungus. It's a bit oh dear. See it going a bit too hot into there. He picks up 5-second penalty for corner cutting and going in 2 places. We lose Boduk and Chris as well out of the race. I think, has that happened on the pit straight? I'm not too sure. It's a typical Monza race starts to occur. As, no, not Lacorius. He was absolutely up there as a potential driver today, and something, I think he's made a little mistake or something at the second chicane, and that's GG his round at Lesmos 2. It's an individual error. Through against Lungus to have a little touch, but nothing too major. And through goes Declan into P5. Massey's ended up in P7 now. How is this turned round that Massey potentially could lose points here to Declan? It's insane the way it can turn around like that. Well, I'm sorry, Fatal, but the driving standards are outstanding in this league, so that's seems to be saying that in every league you're in at the moment, man. So maybe you need to look inwards towards yourself rather than others. So GG lose the session, having tired out. And oh, we've lost Whoopi. Oh, he's ended up round in the middle of a Scari. And that is Whoopi out of the Monza Grand Prix. And there's a Red Bull round. That's monsters. And the Monza, as always, really, on this damn game, Monza is turning into a real problem. So Cialdino takes the lead off of Kemmets. There's not a lot Kemmets can do. He's on 16 lap old medium tyres. He's done an absolutely wonderful job. Massey on Heat Gang. Heat Gang and Declan both have penalties. Now, I do want to have a look at this because I don't usually, but Heat Gang's got 10. Now, I've got a feeling that Heat Gang, as long as he clips it, he might be able to get 5 of that removed. So that may affect his final finishing position. Declan only the 3 seconds, so Massey needs to get past. Declan's 2 seconds up the road, you can just see him ahead. And, well, they go side by side, and that was always going to be a risky attempt from Massey on that occasion. And as far as I'm concerned, it looked to me like Mr. Heat Gang left plenty of room, so I don't think there's any of that going on. There's plenty of room left. It's just difficult through there, and they probably don't know each other too well, Mr. Heat Gang and Massey. So you know, it's hard to have full trust in the other driver if you've not raced with them too much. Perhaps wasn't the finest moment, and that gives Massey 3 seconds as well. And Heat Gang picks up another 5 during that as well. So Volungus is the one in the middle of both of them. Volungus, quite honestly, mate, there's nothing ahead of this for you. Declan's nearly 4 seconds up the road now, so if I was Volungus, I'd just hold on to the back of it. You don't need to. Don't try anything silly is what I'm saying. Just stick there, you'll get the positions, and it's a good night's work for you. Especially with your teammate out. The last thing you want to do here is end up with a double DNF. Your team. It's Chardinho's just heading into Parabolica, so I feel we should move to Chardinho. So Chardinho wins at Monza, Kemmens P2, and is my driver of the day. Superb race from Kemmens. Declan is going to take P3. Volungus will take P4. Lycorius is up to P5, which is just desserts, really, for what has been a superb race from him. Just had that little moment into the second chicane that dropped him down the order. But he's ended up with P5 in the end. That's an absolutely superb result, Lycorius. Great drive, man. Massey P6. I think you've been incredibly unlucky. I guess the irony being that it's a safety cars, 2 safety cars caused by your teammate that, particularly the last one that's hurt you. Junkie P7, Chip Van P8, Bowden 9, Heat Gang in 10, Monsters 11, Hunter 12, Bartas in P13. So we'll get the Heat Gang. Yeah, I don't know if they're all undeserved or not, but yeah, if you've got clips, if you feel like something's undeserved, buddy, make sure you clip it, and you can always ask for it to be removed. And if the stewards agree with you, then they'll remove it. Look, you can ask for that in this league. But also, you got to have clipped it. As they come out onto the podium, and there you go. I'm not going to bother watching all that. I've watched it a million times now. Chardinho, by the way, also takes fastest lap with 1:21.551. Chardinho's on PlayStation, so I can't get him in. That's annoying. Alright, well, it's going to have to be the others then. Let's get Kemmens and Declan. And right. Okay, Declan, can you hear me all right, buddy? Yeah, hello, man.
I can hear you.
Excellent. Hello there. Have a quick chat with you. At the moment, Kemmens hasn't joined, and Chardinho I can't get to join in anyway because he's on PlayStation. So until I sort that crossplay thing out, I can't speak to him. So we'll just have a quick chat. It's obviously a manic race tonight. It's Monza on this year's game. It always seems to be manic. So
Apparently.
yeah. So well, give us your side really of how the race went for you.
From my side of the race, all my league races this week have been comeback races. They've been recovery drives, every single one of them, including this. That drafted penalty was not ideal for my race at all. So,
Yeah.
even though I'm pretty sure that was a game glitch, still happened, still have to take it. So, I don't know what happened on the safety car restart, but that helped me a lot, even though I got wing damage. So, but the race is what it was, and P3 is a good finishing position after pole position. So.
Yeah.
And, the race I had, P3 is a pretty good position to finish.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the final result is really good. Another podium for you, and it's you finished ahead of Massey. I don't really know how that's happened. He was
I
going
do not either.
nice and strongly. He must have been thinking, "Well, this is a good week this week," and then all of a sudden,
He got behind me on the penalty on the safety car restart is when he ended up behind me.
yeah, yeah. So with the irony being, it was his
Wow.
teammate that caused the safety car as well. So that's just salt in the wound.
Not ideal for him. Safety.
Definitely not. But no, all in all, mate, it's been a good night for you. Your pole lap was really, really nice as well. 19.7, I think it
Yep.
was. So really good timing qualifying. So fair play on that. Chardinho certainly showed he's got some pace as well, and has driven a great race tonight. So shout out to him. And the other person I want to give a massive shout out today was Lycorius, who's finished P5 and was absolutely, apart from one little mistake in the second chicane, he had an absolutely, he dropped down the order and then got back up to P5 again. So he had an absolutely superb race. So shout out to him.
Yep.
Clements, if you're listening, you are my driver of the day today as well. So congrats on P2 and driver of the day. Opting to stay out on the medium, very worn medium tyres already to take track position. Is my reason for that. Yeah. So ultimately, mate, really good result. Congratulations on that. That's also going to aid you in the championship, and we'll see how that goes for you. But next week we are at Baku, Azerbaijan. Good track.
Just had a league race there, so I got to set up for that.
Oh, okay. It's my favourite track, Baku, so I look forward to it. But again, often turns into a bit of a wreck fest, so we'll see how it goes. But
That'll be
yeah.
even more safety cars than here.
Possibly, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, in terms of tracks to drive, it's my favourite track personally. But yeah, brilliant. All right then, man. Well, to everybody out there, thank you very much to everybody that's watched along with me and kept me entertained. And in the previous race as well. So thank you very much, guys. I will be back tomorrow night for the final race of the season in GLR and GRL. Oh my goodness, is it GLR or GRL? It's unbelievable, isn't it? GRL, it's GRL. I got it wrong. Ground Effect Racing League, right? So GRL, final race of the season for Division 6, where the constructors will be decided and the the top 3 in both drivers and constructors. So come and join me for that. That's 8 p.m. And then on Tuesday it'll be WAOF1 at 8 p.m. as well. So yeah, come and join me for that. Good night. God bless. Have a good week.